Over the summer of 2021, a group of young people came together to create a very special one-week exhibition for the National Gallery London, set in the heart of East Belfast. They had a very important piece to exhibit, flowers in a terracotta vase by Jan van Huysum. They also had a very important message to deliver, encouraging visitors to look after their well-being by encouraging them to slow down and take notice of art and nature. Here's how they got on.
Having such an institution really taking the chance on us and trusting us to do the painting justice has been really, really great and really rewarding.
It's like a masterpiece comes to town, and it's cool that it can be placed in a place that isn't your typical setting for a kind of museum artefact, so it's not all white gloves and glass boxes.
I just love that it's just an explosion of colour and nature, and you know, it doesn't make sense because all these flowers wouldn't have bloomed at the same time, and there's quirky additions like the little janky bird's nest that doesn't really belong there, and to me it's just crazy, and I love that about it.
I like the fact that the painting is so extra and that absolute explosion of colour, so at a glance it's kind of frivolous, but the more and more you take notice, the more you see all these gorgeous little details.
My favourite part of the exhibition has been transforming space with our artwork, so seeing it going from the empty shell that we were given to creating all of the artwork and having it all installed ourselves.
Getting to see how the space looked like before, and then how it kind of transformed into the space that it became when the painting arrived. Just the general public coming to see the painting and people's reactions to what they've seen.
The idea is that in this space, anyone can come in and record their stories, and then over time people can always listen back. So it's a continual documentation of time and memory.
I love Wee Nuls' mural. I think that's just fabulous. I think it kind of brings elements of the painting into painting that is a very 21st century, so that kind of street art style, and it's going to make people stop and look and compare it to modern art as well as, you know, looking at the art in its own context.
A really special part for me is Estella Tse's commissioned virtual reality interpretation of the painting. So you can see the painting there in real life in all its glory, but you can also physically experience it, and it's a really good likeness to the painting, so you can be in it, looking around all the little details, and it's blown up to bigger than life size.
I think it's really important the way that the National Gallery have taken this endeavour to not only share their collections more widely, like geographically, and take it to new locations, but to actually use that as an opportunity to rethink how it can be curated, so it doesn't always have to be people in roles in museums. It can actually be given out to communities to say, how would you like to experience this? How does this fit into your spaces?